All right. Welcome everybody to 152 years of whiskey tonight. Tasting number 188 of the Saratoga Whiskey Club. This is actually part 6 of our Scotland A to Z tastings. So we have finally gotten to the end of the B's tonight, and we're starting into the C's. So we have a little ways to still go. We have actually 2 more sessions this year. So we'll have done 4 this year. We did 4 last year. Actually, is that right? No, maybe not. Maybe we did 2 last year and 4 this year, something like that. But yeah, whatever. We're just going through all the whiskeys. All the things. We're doing all the things. That's what everybody says these days. But yeah, we have a pretty fun group of older whiskeys tonight. We are going to share a couple of videos as well. And David, when we do that, I'll turn the screen so you can poke your head over and see. But yeah, we're going to start tonight with Braeval. And actually, I'm not going to describe the distillery yet, but I'll describe the bottle that we're tasting. And I have a little video that talks a little bit about the history of the distillery, and you can see some of the equipment that they use. That would be easier than me reading off of my sheet. But we are having, and we've had now a number of these from Infrequent Flyers, independent bottling out of Scotland. These are not available in the United States yet, hopefully someday, because they do put out some really great single casks. But this is from Braeval. This is a pretty large outturn, 653 bottles. An Oloroso Puncheon is the cask type, and the style is also with an Oloroso finish. So this is like your full-on Oloroso. This is a 14-year-old. And this one is 58.9% ABV. So I have not tasted this yet, but we are going to watch a quick little video on Braeval here. I'm going to get it set up here. And we have a crazy guy who's going to talk about it here. I'll turn that on, and then I'm going to share this. Yes, we're all crazy tonight. Let's see, where's share? Here it is, share. Okay, so we're going to turn this a little bit. We'll make it big. And we're not going to watch this whole video. It's 27 minutes, but the first 3 minutes or so have a little bit of the history of the distillery.
Welcome to another episode of Airport Whiskey Studies, and in this video, I'm going to talk about Braeval Distillery and a little bit about blending whiskeys. Braeval Distillery is located in Chapeltown, Banffshire, in the Speyside region of Scotland. The distillery was founded in 1973 as Brae's of Glenlivet. Braeval Distillery was built by Cambus brothers to supply malt for blends such as Chivas Regal. Braeval is the highest distillery in Scotland at 315 meters in altitude. In 2001, Bunnahabhain bought Chivas brothers from Seagram. From October 2002 to July 2008, the distillery was closed. In 2017, the first Braeval single malt was released. Braeval Distillery has a 9-ton stainless steel full lauter mash tun. They have 13 stainless steel washbacks with a fermentation time of 70 hours. Braeval has 6 stills, that is 2 watch stills with aftercoolers, and 4 spirit stills with shell and tube condensers. Most of Braeval Distillery's spirit goes into blends, but they do occasionally release single malts. In 2017, they released a 16-year-old single cask And in 2020, they released a 25-year-old at 48% alcohol by volume, a 27-year-old at 48% alcohol by volume, and a 30-year-old at 50.3% alcohol by volume. The Scotch Malt Whiskey Society, cask number 113.49, Orchards in the Sun. This is a Braeval.
All right, so we're going to stop it there because then now they start talking about Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. So at least we can see some pictures of Braeval. There wasn't any videos actually like going through the distillery. It's definitely not a place that they allow tourists in. So you're not going to get a lot of, actually tonight, it's kind of interesting. 4 of the 6 distilleries that we're doing tonight truly don't allow visitors to come and check them out. So 2 of them are actually closed distilleries that we're tasting tonight. And then the other 2 are open. But again, Braeval mainly used for blends, making Chivas. 1973, so only 52 years old. Not one of the older distilleries, but we've seen a lot of distilleries that opened in the 70s. Actually, on this journey, we've seen quite a few as well. Yeah, so this one is what we've got tonight. Now, occasionally we do get an independent bottling from Braeval. We've had a couple in the shop, but I thought it would be fun to get one that we can't get for this tasting tonight from Infrequent Flyers. We've used Infrequent Flyers in the calendar before. We've used it actually in Scotland A to Z as well. I can't remember what dram it was, but yeah, they do a pretty good job with their bottlings.
Did their last bottle also have like the pastel art? Like
yeah, so the labels all have different artwork from them, different airplanes mostly. Yeah. Any thoughts on this, guys? What do you guys think?
Very Oloroso.
Very Oloroso.
It's Oloroso cask and then Oloroso finish. How's it both?
That's what it says. Well, so they would take it out of the Oloroso puncheon and then finish it in an Oloroso.
In a different Oloroso cask.
But probably, yeah. That's probably why there's also so many bottles, because it was put into probably a butt for finishing. You could finish a lot in a butt.
You got it. Everyone thought it.
Not even 1 gram.
Start strong.
Don't know where this is going now.
Hashtag.
Did you guys get a head start on the drams?
the Welcome dram was 78%.
I haven't done a tasting in a while. It kicked in really quick. Oh my God. Wow. Hashtag good butt.
You said it was 51.8 or 59?
No, 58 point something. 58.9.
Got it.
Glad you have your internet back, Larry. Glad you could join us. No, he texted me a little bit ago saying he was in the dark. So
Yeah.
I think it's
no.
really well balanced. I think it's a very well balanced sherry cask.
Yeah.
I like it better than some of the other, well, than most sherry cask
I mean,
whiskeys.
the color is, you can see it's the darkest of the night.
Mhm.
So definitely going to be the most sherry influence of the night.
So Infrequent Flyers picked this bottle. It was sherry finished at Braeval, or did they finish?
No, they probably
finished it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and Polly, am I right? If it was a puncheon, what's the size of a puncheon, more or less? It's
It's a little smaller than a sherry butt.
yeah, right. So
Yeah.
if it's 600 plus bottles outturn, most likely it was finished in the sherry butt, though, right? I mean, that's a large
I think it's right up on
barrel.
Yeah, that's about a sherry butt.
Right.
Um,
So there could have been 2 puncheons,
Do they mix?
possibly, that they
well,
blend.
puncheons are pretty big.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, they're 500 to 700 liters, so
Oh,
they're
really?
right up
Oh,
there
well,
with
maybe it
with
was all
butts.
puncheon then.
Yeah, it says between 70 and 120 gallons.
It's the port pipe that's the largest.
Double the bourbon barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says, it looks like a rain man. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a flash.
Yeah, we had Whispering Waters was the Braeval we had.
Coming back too.
It's coming back too. We're getting a few more of those.
Yeah.
And that one was reasonable too, right? That was like $100 bottle or something. Yeah. We are getting Braeval back in from Whispering Waters. So
Yeah, so a punchin's the same, really the same size as a butt. It's just a different shape.
okay. All those.
Yeah,
Here we go again.
What's the is equal to 1/3 of a turn, 2/3 of a butt, 1 1/3 of a hogshead.
70%.
Okay.
So it's just a smaller, tighter butt.
Yeah.
It's an athletic butt.
Yeah. Google says it's bigger than a butt, so it's a big butt.
Google knows.
500 liters
You're
per
searching
butt,
the wrong thing.
and 500 to 700.
Everybody take your butts out.
Okay. I think I was thinking of a barrique or something.
Yes, there's a brief is bigger.
It's smaller. Yeah. Wine. That's like a wine barrel.
Barrique is like 300. It's a little bigger than a hogshead.
No,
Right.
a punchin's bigger than a butt.
Yeah.
Are you on sports site?
No, wait, that
That might not be right.
Yeah.
We're off the rails.
Yeah, we're off the rails. We've kind of lost it tonight.
I know puncheons are bigger than barrels.
We're only 14 years in, which is kind of crazy out of our 152 years. Okay, everybody good with Braeval?
I'm curious. I'm just a little bit curious about I'm curious to chase more with the base spirit because it's good
Mhm.
with the port with the sherry finish, but I don't know if I get a lot of the character that would make Braeval whatever it is. Which is, it's not something you can.
What the Whispering Waters, Holly? What is that matured in again? Do you remember?
That was full sherry PX, I believe, and it was not as nuanced as this one. I mean, it's very good if you like sherry bombs, but this actually had some floral notes to it still and wasn't heavy oaked, but it was PX.
Right, a little sweeter. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, when they're blending for Chivas, do you think they're using bourbon hogsheads mostly for that? Probably, right?
Yeah, like refill casks, yeah.
Fill casks, yeah.
But I'm sure they have them because it looks like they have their own single malt line, which I haven't seen, but I'm sure they're using a mixture of casks, but most are going to be refill.
Right. I thought it was kind of funny that he was talking about all those single malt releases, and he had a picture of the 26-year-old, and none of the mention was the 26-year-old. They were all the other.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like, okay.
Someone may have bought this, probably not Infrequent Flyers, but someone may have bought New Make Spirit, like another bottler may have bought New Make Spirit a while back from Pernod and chose to put it in that too, and then it got bounced around to brokers.
That's true. Yeah, it doesn't
like,
necessarily start there.
Sure.
Could be taken away as just New Make Spirit, and then they play around with it from there. So, yeah, I mean, you don't see Braeval too often. I don't know if it's something we're going to see more of in the future or not. Maybe there's an availability of these casks now that weren't around before. Who knows? But I mean, 14 years isn't a young barrel either. So, okay, we're going to move on to Bruichladdich. Kind of amazing that we have these two Ds in a row. These two Isla gems in a row. It's I didn't make it this way. It just the alphabet helped.
Sometimes life works like that.
Yeah, when they were naming the distilleries back in the early 1800s, 1700s for Buna, right? Or maybe not. It was early 18. I doubt they were like, hey, let's pick the next alphabetical name, and there you go. All right, I'm gonna talk about the whiskey again, and then I'm gonna show a video. There is a short video. Obviously, there's tons of videos on Bruichladdich, but one of the things some of you haven't been to Bruichladdich, some of you have who are here tonight and then online. It is literally like a working museum. It's a really, really cool distillery to see the pieces of equipment that they use. It's very old school. But we're going to be drinking tonight. Actually, Larry had a bottle of this at one point. This is a Creetown Distillers 20-year-old Bruichladdich single cask. Only 232 bottles of this. Whenever you see these single casks, they're pretty special. This one is 55.5% ABV. It is a sherry hogshead. But as you can see by the color, it's pretty light. So most likely a refill sherry hogshead. Possibly. I mean, it doesn't say, but I would assume so. But yeah, I'm going to play a video on Bruichladdich here. Just because it's really good to see the equipment and, you know, some of it's really, really fun, cool stuff. It's set up. And apologize for the buffering. I know the internet sometimes takes a little bit for these videos to load.
Yes.
Battery. Twang in your tongue.
Yeah.
In 1993, White Mackay acquired Bruichladdich along the Turas. Seeing them as essentially the same thing, an island distillery, they chose to mothball Bruichladdich in January of 1995. Enter Mark Renier, a wine merchant who, upon opening an old bottle of Bruichladdich at a party he was hosting, became enamored with the quality of the spirit and set out to buy
So this is their mill.
an acquisition he
Pretty amazing old school mill, all wood and contraptions.
It's warm in here. It'll definitely be warm after the tasting anyway. So what that piece of kit will do is it will layer barley in 40 kilogram doses. Every 40 kilograms makes a metal clinking sound, which is the sound of that weight.
I mean, it's like a museum.
40 kilos of that bottle weighing down here before being taken up this wooden column.
Coming from the wine industry, Mark is a firm appreciator of terroir, the integrity of the ingredients and their source. This is a core value still held close to Bruichladdich heart. All whiskey produced at Bruichladdich is based on Scottish barley, around a third of which is grown on Ireland. The majority of this is unpeated, but a minority is very heavily peated to approximately 80 ppm for the optimal brand. And the Port Charlotte brand is made from a mixture of both unpeated and the heavily peated barley.
There's something stirring it and activating at the bottom. But in actual fact, the only thing at the bottom of this is a hole, which we use for Fragrant.
Wanting to stay true to the original soft and floral style, Bruichladdich still used the original cast iron open top mash tun, 6 Oregon pine washbacks, and 2 pairs of stills with tall necks to give plenty of copper contact. The spirit is then cooled in shell and tube condensers. This distillation setup leads to a soft and light spirit. So look.
Oh, come on now. Everybody's watching this video at the same time.
The mash bill may start with 80 ppm. They believe they lose about 2/3 of that phenol content through distillation. The distillery currently operates 9 to 10 mashes per week to produce 1 million litres of alcohol annually, but they have capacity to increase that up to 1.5 million. There's also a gin still in the corner.
That's the gin still.
Botanist gin with their botanical
Yeah, where they
recipe.
make the botanists.
Our tour guide Fraser did a great job of showing us around and sharing his enthusiasm for Bruichladdich. The tour finished in a dunnage warehouse where I searched the aging stock for a leaky cask to smell semi-successfully. Next time I visit the distillery, I'll definitely be doing the warehouse tasting to get to try more of these wonderful whiskies in such a perfect setting.
All right, that's good enough. It's mainly to see the equipment. All right, guys. So who thinks this is peated? What do you think, Holly?
I don't think it is, but the palate is like a little headed in that that wisp of smoke burnt sherry direction.
Yeah, I don't think it's peated either.
No, it's not. But it's fun. I mean, it's a great whiskey.
Got Holly's funk on it.
It's just an older sherry, kind of thick, oily Bruichladdich that just some people can mistake for smoke, but I don't think it's peat. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. There could be a very small ppm.
I mean, the classic Lottie is like that a little bit too, right? I mean, you can taste the salinity, but you can almost think it's peated in the same way.
Right.
There's nothing lightly peated coming from them though, so it's either
Unpeated
Lottie or Port Charlotte.
Right.
It's not Port Charlotte.
Yeah.
It could be like their old aunt's, smoking room. It just has a little bit of peat in the in the room, in the floor.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's more from the sherry cask, personally.
Usually the sherry cask is
Giving it that smoke
because for
kind of
me,
note.
I get the sherry first, and it gives a lot away to whatever the barbecue, almost like
barbecue.
almost Port Charlotte-y notes.
Port Charlotte's ashy though.
I always get like when I had Port Charlotte, I always get like a toasted, like a Fritos on the barbecue type of
But there's some medicinal though, or iodine kind of note to it though.
I don't have that. No, none of the medicinal stuff comes through on this, but for me the sherry gives way to the smoke, so it feels like it's a different.
What I found with this is as I sip it more and more, it goes further away. Like the first sip was definitely more pronounced, and then it's kind of as my palate's adjusted, it's slowly dissipating. Not to say again, it doesn't say anywhere on the bottle. Howard didn't tell us anything about that, did he? On that Creetown, like that was.
He didn't really know much, but I don't think it's peated.
Okay.
No, I agree, Travis. I think it definitely was more robust.
I mean, I wouldn't have picked this if I thought it was a peated expression, because I wanted a traditional Bruichladdich unpeated, but I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it has some ppm to it. It's hard to say. Sometimes age,
The more you have, the less you.
and sometimes the age will do that. It's in that barrel long enough. Yeah, this was more. Shoot, I think it was like 229. This bottle, something like that, on our shelf.
Yeah, it might have been less than that.
Really?
Wasn't much less.
Okay, yeah, Larry would know.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, our website's just horrible.
Your own website? I would go.
I was trying to find the price, and it's just too complicated. It's just too complicated. I might just. I'll just email Dan. I'll just email Dan.
Did you reboot?
Power cycle.
Yeah, I'm just looking for the. Oh, it's all right. I'll find it while we're watching our next video. Anybody like this one?
This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few people.
Yep.
Okay.
All the talk about.
No.
I hate heavily peated. It's and I actually like that a lot.
Okay. Good. Some people liked it. Good.
Now, why, can I ask the question, why, and this is awesome, I'm not passionate, why this and not just Bruichladdich?
Why what?
Why this bottle and not just a normal Bruichladdich?
Oh, because it's like a lot of what we're doing in the Scotland A to Z. A lot of them are unique casks.
Got it, okay.
So we're we're doing some things from the distillery, like Bunnahabhain next is actually released by the distillery. But then a lot of what we're doing in these tastings is
single
or
cast
single
or
casks
unique-
or special
unique- yeah,
casks
got it.
or
Okay, that's what I'm-
which might not be the best representation
Yeah,
exactly,
still-
but
it's
they're
still- it's
but we've
still-
all had or most of us have had classic Lottie or
Yeah.
you know the regular Lottie stuff.
Yep.
So it's always fun to try
Yes.
something unique.
I went and bought the specific like G&M bottle from one of the tastings. I can't remember if it was hard.
$249.99.
Ah, there you go. Thank you. Thank you.
I asked you, but I had to go find it because it's UK exclusive.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah,
So yeah,
G&M,
there are some that are like, wow, this is pretty unique.
Yeah. Yeah. Now Braeval, for example, they don't have they do, but those are pretty limited, probably very expensive.
Yeah, that one was the 26-year-old was $500.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So you were able to find it from them. They bought a cask and then made
well,
it their own.
Creetown is an independent bottler who bought the cask.
Right.
And then we actually had this one in our shop. This was a bottle we sold.
And then the frequent flyers is
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Duncan Taylor, Murray McDavid, and Fragrant Jobs.
Yeah.
Are
all independent
Yeah,
bottlers.
that one's very like spring, but it's like it's orange peel.
Okay, how's everybody doing? Ready to move to Bunnahabhain? Yeah?
I whipped it out the other night at that wedding. At that bottle, actually, I brought that was one product.
Okay, no, go ahead.
No, you don't. You don't.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
ask it.
All right, so I was on Isla in end of April and in May. And actually this release came out later on my Isla visits. This is a pretty special bottle that you can't really find here in the US at all. But this is a limited edition or limited release. It is called their Westering Home Collection 2025. So they started this new kind of series or release of bottlings. And this one is called the Turas Math #1. And on the back, it says Turas Math in Gaelic, in Scots Gaelic, is the beginning of the journey. And this limited release bottling has charted an unwavering course. Bunnahabhain distilled in 2008, fully matured for 15 years in Manzanilla sherry casks, married with Bunnahabhain that spent the first 10 years in refill casks, then finished in Amarone wine casks for a further 5 years. So you have Manzanilla, 15 years, and then you have refill bourbon finished in Amarone wine for 15 years as well, 10 and 5. So they say an exceptional dram jam-packed with flavors of ripe dark fruits, black cherries, plums, and blackberries, intertwined with notes of cloves and roasted nuts and fresh cinnamon, pastries, and treacle toffee. This is 55.9% ABV. It does have an age statement of 15 years. I actually didn't write that on the placemat, but this is a 15-year-old single malt. And since we were talking about the beginning of the journey, I found a video that just shows some of the beautiful areas around Bunnahabhain that they talk about. So I'll play that while we sip our dram, and then we can talk about the dram when the video ends. How's that? It's a pretty high alcohol, full-bodied red from Italy.
Yeah.
It's actually from the northern regions, the Veneto region.
It's very unique. It drops to dry, like you said, it was a dry red wine. That kind of makes sense.
Okay, let's see here. This is called The Sound of Isla. Ooh. Pretty good. Ooh. Sure, on the other side there. What's that? Inviting people in.
It looks like it's being released just last week into the U.S.
Yes. Good promo.
This is a Rascal Bar collection. It took me an hour to make this.
Pretty good.
AI. She checked your
All right. All right, that really sucked.
I thought it was fun.
Let's see. Yeah, we don't need to do that one. That one's just a bunch of
Sounds of Isla were pretty choppy on this end.
oh. It didn't unchop at some point?
No.
Oh.
Maybe it will later tonight in my dreams. It will smooth it all out. Oh, this one's delicious. I love this one.
Isn't this good? I love it. What do you guys think of this one? You don't like it? Too much? They don't work together? All right.
Yeah, I noticed just because I wanted to see more about it. It looks like it was announced last week that they're releasing it in the U.S. Like last Thursday, they announced it.
Okay.
Did they say what the retail is?
It does not. It's on the Bunnahabhain. I'm sorry, the Whiskey Wash website.
I know that I paid over $200 for this bottle, so it was I think 160 or 180 pounds, something like that. It was up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says in the clip that it will be around. It'll be just shy of 200.
Okay.
But again, I don't know. It's not a real price. That's in the press release. So.
Well, Bunnahabhain's a very special distillery, that's for sure. They do make some great whiskey. They do play around with wood a lot, though, so you will have a lot of these interesting combinations. When I was there, they were playing around with cream sherry casks, canasta cask, which is another sherry. They had oh shoot, what were the other ones?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, what is
Bristol cream. Like Harvey's cream.
Like people in the 40s would drink at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's still something that they make in Spain. Again, it's not something consumed a lot, but that's in part an interesting flavor profile. And there was a lot of Spanish. So there was Rioja casks. They do a lot of Spanish stuff. Now we're doing Manzanilla with this one and an Italian Amarone. So sticking with the European as well.
I think I don't know anything about this wine varietal, but from what I've read about it, very briefly, and how I'm tasting the whiskey, it feels like even though it's just finished there, it's very dominant in the flavor profile here. Like the way that the wine is described is like a very extracted, raisins forward type of.
It's a dessert almost dessert wine. It's very high alcohol wine. We're talking well over 15% ABV. I did a Bushmills bottling at a private tasting a few weeks ago. That was an Amarone cask, and I smelled it. It just smelled like wine. It was like, the wine is very dominant on these. But
I said down here, the one thing it might work well is with strong. It goes great with this dark chocolate.
Oh yeah, have it with some chocolate.
Yeah.
See what it does.
This is really a great pairing.
Oh, I should do that. Yeah, maybe add a little water. See what that does too.
So you said you've seen at least one bottle. I've never seen. Like two little things that's dark chocolate.
No, it's not common. But it's something I would expect Bunnahabhain to do. We've seen champagne casks from them. I mean, we've seen some bizarre things from them, and some of them really work, really well. And
I think this works.
I like it. I like it. I do agree that there is a little bit of a wine overkill.
Yeah.
I think they were
Okay, so we're going to move on to the second half of our tasting here.
That's what it says in the bottom of the.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it says
Yeah, it
berries,
says
which
lots
I
of
thought,
berries.
which you pointed out is very. Was it?
Yeah, I mean cherries and plums, like stone fruits and dark fruits.
Jammy.
Yeah.
Like
It's really red fruits and
Yeah. All right, so these last three distilleries are quite unusual. These are not ones that you're really going to see very often. Oh, Luke says going back to smell his Bruichladdich glass, it smells really smoky. It does. I mean, there's like a very kind of sulfury note.
It smells like a
Yeah, me having less experience with peat, I definitely would have said it was peated. But to me, it's more of a campfire smoke than like the meaty peat smoke. But I'm just surprised going back after having had the Bunnahabhain to go to the Bruichladdich and then smelling it. It smelled like a peated dram to me.
Yeah,
kind of interesting.
I mean, who knows? Yeah. Maybe there is a little bit in there. It's possible.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we're going to move on to these three very unusual distilleries. There aren't any videos on these, so I'm going to be reading a little bit about these. There is a video on the last one, Cambus, but not of the original distillery. It's kind of what the area and what it's being used for now, which is kind of cool. But this first bottling, actually, this is from the shop. We actually have this one. I don't think anybody bought it because they didn't know what it was for the most part. I'll read a little bit about this. The Caledonian Grain Distillery. So now we're moving into grain whiskey, which means not all malted barley. Was one of the largest distilleries in Scotland at the beginning of the 20th century. It closed its doors forever in 1988. The distillery name Caledonia is also the Latin name for Scotland. The Caledonia distillery was more commonly called the Cali. It should not be confused with the nearby Caledonian Brewery or the former whiskey distillery of the same name, which existed in Campbelltown from 1823 to 1851. What I found was interesting is there's I was doing some research on this, and there's a distillery in Western Canada, in British Columbia, that is called Caledonian, and I think it's called Macaulay's Caledonian. So there's a name, a person's last name before Caledonian. But if you're Googling Caledonian, all of this stuff comes up on this whiskey distillery in Canada. That's making a lot of whiskey, and actually, I think they're doing really a good job. So production, Caledonian was a former grain distillery that produced whiskey in the Haymarket district of Edinburgh until 1988. They obtained, so they were in the Haymarket district of Edinburgh, which is pretty wild. They obtained their water needed from the nearby Union Canal. They used the 1,000-gallon coffee still, which was one of the largest of its kind at the time. Unfortunately, there were no original bottlings from Caledonian during its lifetime, only bottlings from independent bottlers. It has been released as part of Diageo Special Releases range. While there are still a few barrels remaining, supplies are steadily dwindling and cannot be reproduced. History. The distillery was founded in 1855 by Graham Menzies in the Edinburgh district of Haymarket as the Edinburgh Distillery, and was used to produce grain whiskey. In 1884, it merged with DCL, Distiller Company Limited. The acquisition of DCL led to its preponderance in the grain market and thus in the blend segment. So it was a big part of blending. As a result, to create a stronger counterbalance, a group of blenders founded the North British Distillery, which we've heard of before quite a bit. It was operated by Scottish grain distillers from 1966 and closed in 1988. In 1997, the production facilities were partially demolished. The remainder of the building complex preserved today with the chimney as a landmark that can be seen from afar was placed under monument protection. Its picturesque site hardly suggests the once devastating damage caused by fires. So that's all I've got on Caledonian.
It's a little bit different from Banff.
Yeah.
They produced some of their own course.
Yeah, well, Banff was, they weren't just grain though. Banff was a malt distillery. So this is single grain, actually it's the wrong bottle. So we're drinking a 31-year-old Caledonian. This is 52.9%. So it actually held its ABV quite well for 31 years. All it says is it's distilled in oak casks. Most likely refill bourbon hogshead. This one was distilled in 1987 and bottled in 2018. So bottled 7 years ago. There were 239 bottles of this. This was not cheap. This was I think close to $250, $300 bottle. 31 years old.
So the Banff tasted dusty. Like,
yes.
I think that was disgusting. That's the strange. It smells.
Yeah.
It's the nose is. I'm trying to figure it
out. So my initial thought on the nose on this, it reminds me a little bit of a light whiskey.
Yeah.
It's got that very kind of strawberry, bright.
It's like fresh laundry.
Very, very much agree.
I haven't tasted it yet, but very much reminded me of like. Now this is grain. This is not malt, so you have to remember this is corn probably and wheat with a little bit of malt. So this is going to be a very different ballgame.
It was good, but it's like,
these are all grains. These last three, so just keep that in mind.
The wine grains,
yes,
less expensive.
I like that.
They can do that.
Is it that time frame or?
No, so grain distilleries have always been around, but they've been used for blends because grain blends are primarily comprised of grain whiskey. So we're talking like even up to 80% of a blended single malt or a blended Scotch is going to be grain whiskey. So grains are made on a continuous column still or a coffee still, and you can make it 24/7. So you can constantly produce. So it's cheaper. You're not having to clean out it in between. The grains are cheaper as well in general. So, you know, that's why they use it for making blends because it's cheap. However, what they found is single cask grain whiskey can age and mature for a long, really time and become a really beautiful thing. And all three of these are going to be examples of that.
That's
so,
cool.
Yeah.
This is like
it's totally different.
It's like candy. It's like sucking. It's really.
Do you think it's corn? They don't tell you.
It's so sweet. Carrot cake.
With the icing on top
Yeah.
as well.
So the-
Like a cream cheese icing. Yeah.
Now, like initially, it's not like, but then it all of a sudden. Like,
I don't know.
Sweet as could possibly be.
But not like cloyingly sweet, not over the top.
Not where I
Like
want to put it
it's-
away.
Yeah.
Was it like $200 or $500?
No, it was more than 200.
Dr. Google says over 300.
Yeah, it was around 300 or so.
More you get.
That's like all
Maybe sold out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might be able to get this still though, Holly, right? You think? Maybe?
Potentially, yeah.
Hard to say. Oh, First Fill Spirits. It was $369.99.
That's what he told me was like, you stay here in Stockton.
Yeah.
$369.99.
$369.
Is that because when they finally get it out of the barrel after 31 years, there's like this much left?
Now, if this was a 31-year-old single malt, not single grain, it would be $600, $700, $800 minimum.
That's crazy.
So that shows you how much cheaper grain whiskey is in general,
Still exceptional.
but it's exceptional
This
after.
is so good.
And we found that grain whiskey, when it hits that 30-year mark and older, it really becomes exceptional. And it's in used barrels, so it can age for a very long time and not take on too much influence.
I like it. Yeah, it's very good.
I like it.
I mean, I like that better.
Now, this would be more approachable for a bourbon drinker
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
because of the grain. Again, corn, wheat, wheat.
I don't think I've ever had.
This is more like Found North. You know, we think about Found North up in Canada. This would be more in that world. Older.
Does Scotland have rye or not really? They have some.
There's some, and I
But
mean,
not
they use
nearly
some of
what
that,
the
and
US has.
they use a little bit of that when they're making grain products too. It's not all corn. It's not all wheat.
Was that the salmon hatchery?
No.
Okay.
What's that?
The Peregrine barrel is good.
Well,
It's
it's corn.
Yeah.
So it's like a bourbon, but it's just not matured in new charred oak. So it's very similar to this.
Right. That's why I was asking. Because I was trying to get.
This is very similar to Found North in a lot of ways. But Found North uses some certain finishes like Hungarian oak, and they have their own kind of stamp that they put on things. Dale likes this one, it looks like. Oh, no, he was just telling Jeff.
No, I do like this one. Yeah. I was telling Jeff where we were. He dropped off for a minute. I was really, I wasn't impressed by the nose, but maybe it's me, but the flavor was fantastic.
It definitely has that icing kind of
Again, initially it
vibe
was
going
very
on.
confusing. I just went down there full board, basically trying to know.
Without actually being a liqueur, which I like.
Right. And 52%. I don't know if you would ever get that on this one too.
Charles, is there a difference on the grain or the ABV driven?
You know, a lot of that's age driven.
What's that?
So the thickness on this one is, well, corn is pretty thick though too. Oh, hey, Jim. Forgot you were here.
Happens a lot.
Snuck in.
Yeah, whenever I hear to know before I trade back home, I end up being one of the team single grain.
I like the single
I
grain
like
better.
the single grain a lot.
Yeah. I like their single malt too, but I like the grain better.
I like seeing that.
Yeah. Pretty wild.
I just saw the thing in 2015 when I started.
Yeah. I mean,
So 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 10-year anniversary.
No, I'm just realizing I've been banging my liver for 2 years.
What do you guys think of this one? You like it?
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I like it.
Pretty special. $370 bottle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if
maybe not that special.
No, I know. I hear you.
Yeah, it's a nice dessert.
That's
why
why
we drink it all day. Yeah.
That's why we do this, so we can try these things. Let me see if I can find the prices on these next two. Okay.
I talked to him about this asset.
Just for because I didn't mention this earlier, the Braeval, the Infrequent Flyers was just under 100 pounds, so about $135, $140 bottle, which makes sense for a 14-year-old single cask. And then this next bottle. All right, so we're going to talk about Cameronbridge. So let me read about this distillery first before we dive into the whiskey, because Murray McDavid always goes kind of crazy with their whiskeys here. Let me read about Cameronbridge first, and then we'll talk about the bottle. All right, Cameronbridge is also a grain whiskey distillery located in Cameronbridge, Scotland. There you go. That's where the name comes from. Distillery was founded in 1824, and in 1830 it became the first distillery to produce grain whiskey using the column still, which is pretty cool. These are all like trivia questions. Which distillery was the first distillery ever to use a column still in Scotland? Cameronbridge.
You get it wrong, you
Come on. I know Meg's listening.
How many distilleries?
All right. In 1877, John Haig and Company merged with 5 other whiskey. We've already heard about Distillers Company. That was also Caledonian, joined them as well. Cameronbridge produced both grain and malt whiskey using a combination of pot stills and column stills until 1929, when it shifted exclusively to grain whiskey production. For a period between 41 and 47, the distillery was closed because of World War II. The current column still house was constructed in the 1960s, and 2 of its 3 stills are more than 30 years old. The third was transferred from Carsbridge Distillery. Carsbridge. We haven't gotten the Carsbridge. Oh boy, that one might be one we can't get a bottle of. That could be one of those very difficult closed distilleries. And major renovations occurred in 1989 to 1992, as well as up to 2000, when the distillery produced up to 30 million gallons.
Jesus crap.
30 million. So when we talk about the largest malt producers in Scotland, which is Glenlivet, they're at 23 million liters of malt. 23 million liters, okay? Cameronbridge is 140 million liters.
What?
Okay,
That's
almost 6 times the production of Glenlivet, which is pretty crazy. But again, you got to think about it in terms of blends.
That's crazy.
Blends still make up what the majority of people drink around the world. Johnny Walker, Chivas, Turas. And we're not talking about the whiskey club. We're talking about general population that is drinking it on ice or on soda or whatever all around the world. Grain whiskey is what goes into that. The vast majority of it is grain whiskey. So Cameronbridge is obviously very, very important. In 1989, Cameronbridge also changed from being solely a large-scale grain whiskey distillery into a dual-purpose site when United Distillers grain neutral spirit operation was transferred. So they do. So they also make some grain neutral spirit, which is also going into Smirnoff and Tanqueray and Gordon's Gin. So they're not only making grain whiskey, but they're also making grain neutral spirit for a lot of other things. Yeah, so that's pretty much it on this. It's currently the largest of the remaining grain distilleries in Scotland, and it's owned by Diageo. Yeah. I mean, it'd be called the Lower Highlands, or it could even be called the Lowlands. Some people still consider that the Lowlands. But technically it's in the Highlands because it's north.
So how about the Carsbridge? How about the Upper Edinburgh? The Cameronbridge took the distilleries from Carsbridge.
No. They got a still from Carsbridge.
Okay. Yeah, because this says Carsbridge moved all their stuff to Cambus.
Oh, okay. Well, they got one still,
right.
Cameronbridge. Okay, so we're drinking a Murray McDavid. So we've seen Murray McDavid before. This is part of their Mission Gold line. This one wasn't available in the United States. We've been able to get quite a bit of Murray McDavid, but this particular one, I don't know. Actually, I'm not going to say that. I could be wrong on that. So we in the shop did not bring this in. I got this from overseas. But this is a 32-year-old. So I'm just trying to see because it does say that there is a. Oh no, it is fully matured. Wow, holy crap. So this is 32-year-old spirit. It is in a rum cask for 32 years. 32. Distilled in 1992, bottled in 2025. There were 720 bottles, 47.5% ABV. These are the tasting notes on the back. Oh, wait, here we go. Oh, hold on. Hold on here. To honor this eminent grain whiskey, we called upon oak casks with iconic origins. The Uitvloed, I don't know how you pronounce that. It's UITVLUGT. Uitvloed.
We just chef.
Wheatvloed.
Wheatvloed Distillery produced an ester-rich Guianese rum until it closed in 2000. So here we have gracefully finessed the silly sweet Cameronbridge spirit with the tropical cask influences lent from a lost legend of the Caribbean. So we have a lost distillery. Outflute. Sorry, Outflute. Outflute. You can see the name on there.
Where's the F? There's no F in that.
It's Dutch, right?
It belongs to Cambus.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Because we're about to have Cambus.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I have a video of the Cambus facility.
These last two have roots.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Now this one wasn't too bad. This was let's see here. This was 150 pounds. So like close to $200, maybe $185, $190 plus shipping. So not too bad for a 32-year-old grain.
And it translates to an excuse or an explanation in Dutch. I have an excuse for getting drunk.
Charles, I did find one person rich small 40-year-old for 345 pounds.
Oh, that's not bad.
But like every other place,
That's the old number.
Masters them all.
I can definitely see where these are added to. I can see where these are added to the blend. They're great.
Yeah.
But I can see like.
Well, so blended Scotch is sweeter than regular single malt, and that's all coming from the grain. That sweetness.
Yeah.
And people love sweet. I mean, that's the bottom line. That's why people love bourbon. It's sweet. You know? So grain whiskey,
Because rum distilleries also.
and rum is sweet too. A lot of times as well.
It's just like a waste for the drink. It's not.
I'm a rye guy, so I
We
want
tried that first year.
Might as well get water.
Oh, crazy.
Is anybody getting the esters on the back end, like on the finish on this? The rum cask?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anybody online get that? The rum on the finish?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, this works pretty well. I mean, I think
It does.
it's definitely a lighter whiskey because of the proof, and we're going down in ABV as we drink these. But
You wouldn't do this with a 32-year-old whiskey. This would be a very crushable whiskey.
No,
This would be like a sit
destroy them.
outside the house in the summertime, crush it. I think it's
Scary,
yeah.
make cocktails with it. Yeah.
Charles, what was the ABV on this?
47.
You almost need to go.
What's the ABV? 47 what? 47.5.
You almost gotta add like lemonade, because it's so sweet. You want like sour. I would think you'd want for sure. If you add ginger ale, this is gonna be like the sweetest.
All right,
thing
here's
you've
your
ever
cocktail. 1.5 ounces of this.
Yeah.
Crushed sour mix filled with club soda. That's a move.
It's also sacrilegious.
It's called the Cameronbridge waste.
It's called
Cameronbridge waste. I'll do it. Add a little dryness to it. It's very sweet. You gotta add some dryness.
They're talking about what kind of cocktails you could make with this, which is pretty scary. All right.
Sorry. Let's come back to reality.
Back to Scotland here.
Right. What is going on?
I'm supposed to be drafting.
Honestly, they're not telling me what it was.
I'm already in 4 leagues, and this is.
I might not know it was working.
Right. Well, no, you know.
I don't know. I mean,
Really?
I could be wrong.
There's only one.
Like you think about some of the like very high end cast strength blends.
Yeah, but those are sharper though.
They generally, but is that the alcohol or is that the rum? Like this is so rum. This is so rum forward, and I really like it.
Yeah.
But it's
Wow.
rum. I get rum.
The rum does come forward quite a bit.
But if you looked at it on a black sheet, you're like,
I've seen a rum before.
I think it's really fun. Is what I think. I think it's fun. I mean, who thought back in 1992 or whatever?
Yeah.
Let's just put it in this for 32 years.
No, it literally says it was.
I mean, that
must be just we forgot it, right? Like
Or let's see what
it's
happens.
in the rick house. We put it in to test it. It wasn't good.
Well, when you're making that much grain whiskey and you're producing that much spirit, why not just fill up anything?
Just leave it.
And let it sit.
Probably ran out of barrels. I'm just like, okay, let's just get next barrel.
Let's just do it and see what happens. You know?
Barrels are available on the market.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dale.
It was from the email invite.
Already seen it.
31.
Oh.
So like
The force split.
Okay.
aging whiskey for 30.
Are we done talking about this one for now? I think we're good. Yeah.
Part of it goes, was that an error?
All right, so we're gonna wrap up with a very unique one.
Experiment.
So when I was pouring this one, making the kits, I smelled it, and this one's kind of dust. This one definitely has the age coming through.
It's a bourbon. On the nose, it's a bourbon.
A left turn to the left whiskey.
All right, so let me talk. We're gonna watch a little video on Cambus too, but let me don't taste it. Just smell it. Just smell it. Okay. So the Cambus distillery is currently owned by Diageo, which closed it in 1993. So this is another closed distillery as part of restructuring measures. In its early years, Cambus produced malt whiskey, but from 1836 onward, it was just grain whiskey. Cambus whiskey is characterized by a light and grainy character, and as a grain whiskey is usually cheaper than single malts, which we just talked about. Cambus was founded in 1806. It was one of the 6 lowland grain distilleries, which became part of DCL. So we talked about DCL with Caledonian and Cameronbridge. Let's see here. It's made from different types of grain and not exclusively malted barley. 2 coffee stills used for production. History. Let's see here. Next, blah blah blah. No worthy one.
All 3 of them.
Not much as I go out.
All the 3 last ones were from like DCL network.
Okay, here's interesting.
Meaning the distilleries company think that they did on that. That's what it was.
It says, ultimately, in spite of constant innovation and upgrade, including the fitting of rectifiers, carbon dioxide processing, and a cattle feed drying plant, the vast distillery fell surplus to requirements. Distilling was concentrated in the Cameronbridge and now closed Port Dundas distilleries. So they've kind of moved their operations, and then those Cameronbridge is still going. Port Dundas is as well. So they kind of ended Cambus and focused on these other grain distilleries. All right, so I'm going to just show you the size of this with a video because it's kind of cool to see. Diageo is now using Cambus as basically a warehouse facility.
So that's where it said Carsbridge to Cooperage was moved.
Right,
to campus.
right,
Makes sense.
right. So let me share this here.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a few warehouses.
Just a couple.
Here, hold on.
It's like data center. It's like Wisconsin right now.
So this is the old Cambus location, which Diageo now uses for storing barrels.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Cambus was a huge storage facility.
This is not.
Scotchfield's dystopian, that's not
How many what?
How many barrels are they?
Well, so Diageo is 27.
Yeah, is that like where?
A lot of barrels will be there, not all.
No, but I mean like 27 distilleries store there.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's gonna be hundreds of thousands.
Yes.
So let me
like,
see if
that's
I
what I
can-
mean. Like when he says, "Oh, they always," like I know they have a lot, but like I didn't know 27.
That is a very confident fire control system right there. That's what that is.
That picture also.
So that's the old distillery there. Hold on, it's buffering. It's Holly. Actually. She's, yeah, oh, I didn't say.
Yeah. Well, don't they give it to cows? Yeah.
I don't think they're making anything there though anymore.
That's a lot of cows.
Those are all barrels.
Whoa, those are bad. I thought it was that roof.
That's the cooperage you were talking about.
I need a couple in my backyard.
Now those barrels are empty.
We pay all this money for wedding pictures.
Yeah, it's pretty good size. All right, that's enough.
I know where I'm going.
All right. Okay, so let's talk about this bottle. All right, this is Fragrant Drops. They're a newer, in the last few years, independent bottler. One of my favorites. They're really, really, really great. I don't know if I've had. I think I might have had this before. Actually, at Derek's restaurant in Wishaw. This is a 40-year-old Cambus, fully matured in an old sherry butt.
40 years in a butt.
Amen. In an old butt.
An old butt.
Not a fresh butt. And this is 45.6% ABV. This was distilled in 1984.
Oh my God.
And bottled in 2025. 368 bottles.
I'm gonna say thank you ahead of time.
Yeah, so just keep this in mind. This is one of the older ones we probably had as a club. I don't know if we've had a 40-year-old before, but yeah. Very dusty on the nose. It definitely is concentrated.
Yeah. I got it.
She's there.
Ooh.
I don't.
It's really light.
Still been here.
It tastes like sherry.
We finished this like 30 minutes.
But you would never know that's 45% though. I mean, sherry is not that high in alcohol. When you're, drinking sherry, it's
Exactly.
I never had a scroll down to sport before.
oh my god, really? Wow.
I need a poster. Yeah, I don't.
I think this is fun.
I think I might have got the bottom of it too. No, no.
They're all like that. They're all like that.
Little sedimenty.
Yeah.
I thought it was cloudy.
They say what kind of sherry extraction? Or
It just said old sherry.
just
But
old cherry butt.
I'll admit this might be
Sherry that's been around, we grabbed some.
Well, it's not very
Well,
ripe,
I don't like
so-
it.
you don't like it?
I don't understand it.
It reminds me of
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Does anyone get a little cheese on the finish?
Yeah. That
Little cheese.
Yeah, fermented cheese.
Oh, cheese on there.
Yeah.
Vinegar,
Not very much.
It's like a little cheddar or something.
Not very many.
dunked a lime wedge in caramel. Wait, hold on here. I'm reading it. Caramel,
I said actually that's a little across.
Yeah.
Greek yogurt,
Greek
dark stone fruit, heavy on the wine. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Luke. I think this is really fun.
Yeah, it's cool. It's just I've never had anything like this.
Does have that sour Greek yogurt.
I like the little
Well, that's what that was in the chat. Greek yogurt. It has that sour.
Especially on the nose.
I got well, no, on the tongue too.
Yeah.
lime and
Greek yogurt.
Yeah.
Like
Did you see the vanilla Greek yogurt or just plain Greek yogurt?
This was 225 pounds, so 275.
I think it's good. It's certainly not like anything I've ever had.
By the way, I
That,
think
that is a big butt, 225. It is.
they would actually probably create an awesome whiskey.
Well, you have a drop of each.
I do almost, except for I drank the first
Make
one.
your blend.
You drank the first one was the one you chose to
I don't know,
finish?
I finished and then I'm like, I should probably save, and I thought about it after.
I think it's fun. It's different. It's unique. Obviously, it's not for everyone, that's for sure. But 40 years in an old sherry, but
I'm glad I'm trying it now.
pretty rare to taste something like this.
Oh, thanks for getting it. This was I liked it.
I mean, if you think about like drinking old sherry or
Old sherry butt. It just says it right on the bottle. That's hilarious.
Bill T. Belzer.
Yeah.
So,
We're gonna need a finish.
this cask, where's the oak from?
Spain, from Spanish production.
So the oak itself was grown in Spain?
European oak.
European oak. okay.
Yeah. Anything that old would be European oak.
Just general.
So it could be from, it doesn't have to be from Spain. It could be from, most likely from France.
Probably France, but not identified. It's on the barrels.
No, no, but it was used for sherry production and then had whiskey in it for 40 years. Yeah.
That's crazy that 40 years, that's it. They didn't like change it.
Yeah.
This
Well, it lost maybe the,
It's just like the rum barrel we had 32 years.
that
Yeah.
one retained the
That's
ABV very well.
it's so. That's
But
so
every barrel
rare
is
to
different.
have.
Every barrel is different,
This one,
These are all single casks, so they're all going to be very different.
This is growing on me after my third or fourth sip.
I don't mind this sour.
Yeah, I
I
can
like
drink
it. I think it's interesting. It is.
It's got
It's
like
such
a-
a
it is
rare
the first thing
experience
I've ever
to
had that's
have
Yeah.
two whiskeys that have been fully aged in
Other than that,
those types of for this long. I'm 48.
I mean, it's 103 years, the backside of
Yeah.
the tasting.
Matt, would you,
Tailing's got something.
Would I buy one?
You right now.
Okay, here's what I would do.
I'd get some Prosecco.
I'll tell you this. If I bought
90 plus.
sight unseen, I wouldn't be pleased.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
But I do like the experience of having it. It's in that range.
We negotiated over this before
That's what's
as a group, which is
That's
like,
what the club
is
is
it
about.
cool to
Yes.
have versus
I
do I
think
want to own
the-
it?
Yeah,
They're two
three, I think
different
the
things.
first two.
Right.
I
mean,
Paris, like,
there are
sweet
options.
they were.
All right.
And walk
You
through
guys
it.
online, I want to see who liked
I would,
what the most
so Murray
of
McDavid,
everything we've had tonight. So
I
let's
would
start
like to own
online because
that.
these guys are talking a lot here behind me. So how about we start with you, Luke? What was your favorite? 1, 2. Let's do
Yeah. I fear sounding basic here, but you guys know me. The Braeval was probably my favorite, and then the second was the Bruichladdich.
Oh wow, 1, 2 from the very
Yeah,
beginning.
1 and 2. Yep.
Okay. What about you, Dale?
Bunnahabhain was my favorite, and Cambus was a close second.
Oh wow, Cambus number 2. Okay, great. Meg?
Got Caledonia is my number 1 and Cameronbridge is my number 2. But
Turas math is my or
yeah,
is it?
Bunnahabhain.
Yeah, the Bunnahabhain is my number 2, but I agree with Meg for the 1.
All right, nice. Caledonian. There we go. How about you, Larry?
I'm the I love the Bruichladdich. The so Bruichladdich, the Bunnahabhain, and then the Caledonian is 3.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
Nice.
I wanted to
Dennis,
Then they were right one right after another.
you love the Glenfarclas.
But the Caledonian, I think the Bruichladdich, I did get Pete, but it was still very nice.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Shocker.
Chinese bird.
What about you, Steve? What did you?
For me, Bunnahabhain was number 1, Bruichladdich number 2.
Nice. Okay. Those are close to the heart. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Jeff, what about you?
Unfortunately, I only got to try the grains so far tonight, but this 40 year is just so interesting and fun. That's got to be my favorite.
Okay. Cool. All right. Nice. All right. We'll go around the room. Matt, what do you think?
for Caledonian number 1, Bruichladdich number 2.
Caledonian, Bruichladdich. Chad?
Port Charlotte, because it is Pete.
Port Charlotte.
Amen.
Yeah. And Cameronbridge.
It's
not.
Hey, check your inventory, Charles.
All right. What about Jim?
Braeval 1, Cameronbridge 2.
Braeval, Cameronbridge. Wow. Okay. We're jumping all over the place here. What about you, Joe?
Cameronbridge 1, Braeval 2.
Wow. Okay. So we have some Caledonian people. We have some Cameronbridge people. Interesting. Andy, what do you think?
I actually like the Murray McDavid.
Okay, the Cameronbridge. All right. Nice. Dan? Cambus, right? 1.
It was fun.
Interesting.
She had a great personality. Caledonian and Braeval.
She didn't get a second.
Caledonian and Braeval. Wow, we got a lot of Braeval. That's pretty cool. Tony, what about you?
Bruichladdich and Braeval.
You meant Port Charlotte?
Yes.
Oh, Port Charlotte and Braeval. All right. There you go. All right, Quaid.
Bruichladdich and Cameronbridge.
All right. Wow. All right. It's interesting. I didn't expect the Cameronbridge to beat out the Caledonian for whatever reason.
I liked it. The Caledonian had to work on me, whereas I just like Cambridge. It might have been the order. I was ready for it.
Right. Yeah. All right, Lucas, you don't count, so we'll go right to Marvin.
Good move.
No, sorry.
No, I really don't. I don't have anyone.
No, Lucas counts.
No, but no one stood out. I like the Bruichladdich and
Bruichladdich. Okay.
yeah, and I didn't mind the top ones. They were different. I knew when you said it, like just pay attention that they're different.
Okay.
I think I wish the Caledonian and the Cameronbridge were farther apart.
Uh-huh.
I know
Yeah, it's alphabetical.
Yeah, so I wish they were a little farther apart, but I think by one of those two and then the Bruichladdich is probably
Okay.
how I'd go.
David? What do you think?
Caledonian, Bruichladdich.
All right. Wow. Nice.
That's probably
Yeah. Great.
What do you think, Charles?
I loved it. No, if I were to choose, I love the Caledonian. I thought it was great. I actually love the Bunnahabhain. But that's probably because of just my Bunnahabhain love. But and I did try that at the distillery before I bought that bottle, and it was a very small pour, and I was like, "Oh, this is going to be really good." So it was fun to try it again. Now it's gone, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. But yeah, no, those are probably my two, Caledonian.
I think the Bunnahabhain might have gotten a little bit of a short shrift because of its positioning on the tasting.
Yeah, I mean,
because the Bruichladdich was much more traditionally in the Bruichladdich space. The Bunnahabhain was.
This is how we roll.
Was more experimental.
We're going A to Z.
And then the Caledonian was really a big shift. So like in contrast,
we're going to Octomore to Pee Wee Herman or something. I have no idea.
Charles?
Well, there's Port Charlotte, but that's
just want to
close to Octomore. There's
Charles?
Port Dundas. Yeah.
So I was thinking that the Caledonian might be the same water that they make the Caledonian best beer, which I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I think that they're different though. From what I was reading earlier, I think the brewery has nothing to do with them, but because Caledonian means Scotland in Gaelic, so I think a lot of people use that name just for different, products. Let me see here.
Sure.
Yeah, it says here it should not be confused with Caledonian Brewery or the former whiskey distillery of the same name. So I think a lot of people use that name in Scotland. Yeah.
So they are.
All right, I can't hear anymore. So we're going to sign off online tonight. Hope you all enjoyed A to Z Part 6. I think we have our next one in October, or maybe it's November. I don't remember. It's coming up, and I've got to get on it because it's going to be here before we know it. So until then, or until next tasting, whatever, see y'all. Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right.
No problem.
Thanks.